Good evening, ladies. We're moving back to learning the book, The Duties of the Heart, and we haven't done it for a very, very long time. So just a reminder, the last thing we learned was about reasons why why we could see in this world situations where we could see a tzaddik, a person who's really following Hashem, and he still suffers. And we gave the different reasons. And then Rabbeinu Bechaye, the author, he goes back to the subject he spoke about before. The chapter talks about having trust in Hashem. And he is then asking a question. He says, how much do we really need to try? If we're talking about when we have trust in Hashem, so you can say, you know what, I have trust in Hashem, so I just trust Hashem to give me whatever I need. How much do we really need to work hard and try to provide for ourselves? And do we need to do it at all? And he says that really there are so many different ways that a person can work to provide for his family. And he says there are different jobs that are easier, things that are not such hard work. And we need to remember that he lived 1,000 years ago. So the different work options they had are different than what we have today. But he mentions that the easier things are being authors or having your own shop and selling things, or making clothes. These are the things that are easier to do. But then he says there are also different kind of works that are harder, like if you're working the land, or if, for example, you work with different kinds of metals, or if you have to work long distance, you have to walk long distances in order to provide, and you only come back home every few months. So he says, if you are the kind of person that is very smart and you have a weak body, then you should do a specific kind of job. And if you are the other side of the coin, if you're the kind of person who is can't sit down for hours and hours and study, but has a very strong body, so you can do harder works, harder kinds of jobs. And he says, so each one needs to find the kind of job that fits him personally. He says also that Hashem imprinted in us some kind of attraction towards a different kind of job. He said some people will be attracted to a specific thing, and they'll just be drawn to it, and there is no reason, and different people will be drawn to different jobs. It's something that Hashem puts in you. That if you are meant to work doing something, then Hashem will make you like it. He will make you be drawn to it, and it will also give you the characteristics or the qualities that you need for this job. I can tell you about myself. I'm a nurse, and my dream is to become a midwife. In Israel, babies are only delivered by midwives, and in order to become a midwife, you have to be a nurse first. And I feel like that's my destiny. I really want to be a midwife, and I'm really drawn to it. And there are other friends of mine that's like their worst nightmare. They would never want to be a midwife. And it's just something that Hashem put in me. I'm very much drawn to this field. And he says that the same way Hashem did for animals, it's like a cat is more drawn to chasing mice. Or that's the example he gave. Or, for example, birds. Some birds will eat worms and other birds will eat fish. And these are the things that Hashem made them drawn to. Or he also explains that if Hashem makes you drawn to something, then he will also give you the tools or the things you need in order to practice it. So he says, for example, a bird that is meant to eat fish will have a longer beak and will be able to dive in water. Or a lion that is supposed to hunt, Hashem gave him sharp teeth and claws. So every animal got the set of skills or the set of tools or whatever the animal needs in order to get the food that Hashem made her drawn to. And he said that it's the same about people, and we have the qualities that we need for the things we're drawn to usually. And if you're drawn to something and you have the abilities or the characteristics you need for this job, so it means that you're meant to do that. And that's what Hashem wants you to do. And he also explains that when you do it, whatever it is that you do, don't have in your mind the thought that this is how I'm bringing food to my house, and if I won't do it, my family's gonna starve. Because he says that we are obligated to try. We're obligated to do whatever we can to provide, but we need to know the bottom line. We will get whatever we're supposed to be getting. And Hashem can give you the food or the money for your family this way or another. And if you won't do whatever it is that you're doing, then it will come a different way. And if it won't, then you're not supposed to get it. And even if you would have been working, you just wouldn't have been earning, or you wouldn't have been able to work. If you're not supposed to get, you're not going to get. And if you're supposed to be getting, you're going to get anyway, in different ways. Hashem is capable of doing everything. And we spoke about it before, why it is that we have to work. We said that this is it's another way for us to work on ourselves, because only when you are late for a meeting, and only when you run to do something and you work with people, or you work under different conditions or in different pressures, this is what makes you work on your qualities. And this is when you're being tested, who you are and how you behave. And another reason why we need to work, it's because it's not good for us to just sit on our bum all day long and not do anything, because we need to be active. And people who are not active, people who are bored, are more, they have a stronger tendency to sin. And that is why it's good for us to keep ourselves busy. And these are some of the reasons we mentioned why it is that Hashem planned this world in a way that we need to work. And things are not just being given to us without us doing anything. So we are obligated to work, but we need to keep in mind that it's not because of the job that we're doing that we're being provided. It's because Hashem is providing for us. And there's a pasuk in Zechariah on the 4th chapter. It says, "Lo b'chayil v'lo b'koach, ki im beruchi," amar Hashem, which means it's not thanks to the courage, and it's not thanks to the strength, but because of my will, says Hashem. Which means whatever we're getting, it's not, whatever happens in this world, whatever we're getting, it doesn't happen because of people's courage, and it doesn't happen because of people's strength, because Hashem gives us the courage and Hashem gives us the strength. Things that happen because Hashem wanted them to happen. And another pasuk that I want to talk about is V'chol ma'asecha hiyu l'shem shamayim, which means everything we do need to be, we need to keep in mind, or the reason we do it should be because that's Hashem's will, or that's the right thing to do. And if I'm working, I'm not working just because I have to. I'm working because this is my way to fixing my qualities, or because Hashem wants me to try and Hashem wants me to work hard, or because if I'm late for a meeting, then I'll try very much to do it in a way, to run to the meeting in a respectful way, to be good in any situation I'm in, and just try that everything I do, to always have Hashem with me wherever I am and whatever it is that I do. Thank you for joining me, and on the next video we're going to start a new chapter, so please stay, and it's very exciting, and I'm very excited to be back. And I'm looking forward to keep on with our learning. Bye, good evening.